going to go to heaven someday.
Guys, we're live. It is Ticket Talk on Tuesday, and I got a fired up person, and we've been talking a lot off air. I got Doug, who was blatantly screwed over by StubHub, Douglas Pankop II out of Indianapolis. And Doug, welcome to the show. I feel your frustration. I love your passion, by the way.
Thank you.
And tell us, what happened with you with StubHub? Is so many folks across the country, resellers, fans are getting screwed by StubHub every single day.
Well, I'm a season ticket holder for the Indiana Pacers and the Fever. And I'll sell a few of my season tickets throughout the season to kind of help balance out the package. I'm not super rich, so I can't afford everyone. But one day, as a small business owner locally, I was like, I want to become a Pacers ticket holder. I always dreamed of being one, and but maintaining the cost is a lot for sure. So I would use secondary ticket marketplaces to sell my tickets, and StubHub is one of them. I listed my tickets in September for the season opener for October. I believe it's 23rd or 26th.
Sure.
For versus the Thunder, and that was going to be a huge game, so the tickets were going to sell right away, and which they did. They sold on the two pair. I own 4 tickets total. 2 pairs sold on the 9th or the 10th of October on the 6th, and the second pair sold on the 7th, back to back. And took me a few days. I finally was about to transfer them. As I went to transfer them, I couldn't get in my account, and I thought that was really weird. Sure. I tried to do the password reset, didn't get anything. So my next step is obviously we call customer service. So while I'm calling customer service, I go to check my prior emails, and I clicked on an old email that said your tickets listing was live. So I clicked on that email. This is very important for anybody that's having other ticket issues. Just click on an old email, and it took me inside. When I was able to go inside my profile, I automatically seen that somebody had changed my name, phone number, address, and the payment routing information to the most weirdest email handle for a PayPal account you've ever seen in your life.
My Lord.
It was A, B, C, D, Z, bunch of letters. So you could tell it was unrealistic. It was a UK address, and there was a live phone number. I called the live phone number. Of course, the guy handled and then he answered, and he was trying to I'll give you your money back. But I felt he was trying to just scam me into giving him more information, and then he would suck more money. So
sure.
I contacted StubHub, and of course, they didn't believe me that it was my account because my name's not on there. And it took a while to get them to prove, that it was me. So at this time, I've lost $1,100. It was and not only that, but they tried to purchase World Series tickets on my account for $5,000, Chicago Bears tickets, several other sets of tickets. And they moved my tickets around, decreasing the price. I don't know why they decreased the price. Maybe they were going to buy them themselves and then resell them. Who knows? There is no facts behind that.
Right.
But it took me I ended up being on the news.
Local Indianapolis news.
The local news with my story. The very next day, an executive from StubHub named Sarah contacts me, and she gets me to believe my my account's unhacked, which it was. They gave it back to me and put 2FA, which is two-factor authentication on it, which is, we all know, sends the text message to your phone with the PIN code. Mm-hmm. Well, a month goes by. It's now 12/30, 2025, right before the new year. And she's like, well, she had called me 2 days before and was like, hey, you're going to receive an email and blah, blah, blah. Right. Then I got the email saying, add your account information. I was a little apprehensive for a few days about adding it because I knew I had also received an email on November 7th stating your account was going to incur a charge. And I was like, man, this is crazy, because when I sold the tickets, they were section 1, row 4, 1 through 4. Well, whoever did it, they moved my tickets around to section 4, 1 through 4. So that StubHub's policy reserves the right to either refund the buyer, get the buyer different tickets, because if you know about ticket selling, there's people that speculate. I'm not a speculator, so I don't go on there and put that I have tickets and sell them and then go buy them from Ticketmaster.
Sure.
So yeah, then I added my payment account information, and I kept calling StubHub for like a month, non-stop, just emailing them and saying I haven't received my information. I sent them or received the payment. I sent them my bank account information, screenshots of my bank account. They say that's not official. We need the file. At this point, I've exhausted it. I'm just over it. And then on February 2nd, 2026, they took another $1,200 out of my account, $1,188, but $1,200. So they've now, they've got me for almost $2,400.
So in a nutshell, this is obviously a long story, and we have similar stories that we've had on, like Eric Halverson getting his account compromised and so forth. And basically just StubHub just kind of, this is their thing. They give you the runaround that you talk to a rep, then you try to contact them for another 30 days, nothing. And it's just kind of a chasing game to get your money back. This is the common theme that they do with everybody. They bully all resellers in all instances like these. And they know your account was hacked, and they still charge you another $1,200 on top of it. I mean, just absolutely insane, Douglas.
Yeah. And I think what angers me most reading the stories, because, reading that StubHub group, scammed or whatever on Facebook, it's disheartening to see all the people that are stole from, everyday hardworking people. And even though I'm a season ticket holder, because we get bad raps like we're scalpers, I'm really not. I sell my tickets sometimes lower than cost, because not every game is going to sell high. Lakers, Thunders, those games sell high. That's fair. But reading the stories and knowing that this is happening, and then some of these people are moms, they can't defend themselves. They don't have the time, and us. I'm an entrepreneur, so I have a little bit of time to defend myself. But at what point, you value your time and your freedom in your life, you just move on. Because when it happened to me, the $1,200, I literally did this, and I started praying, and because I've become more faith-based and just trying to let it go. But it's like, how much can we take as a human? $2,400, like that would probably make most people homeless. Most people don't got $2,400 in their bank account.
Right. So no, I mean, just elaborate that further. I mean, obviously everyone has different financial stuff, but a guy like you, an entrepreneur, down $2,400, a lot of money. StubHub is making your life financially miserable by bullying you and doing this and allegedly stealing $2,400 from you. That is just absolutely unacceptable and absurd, in my opinion. It makes me upset.
Well, like I said, I'm a grown man, and my bankers watch me in tears, and there becomes a level of I don't even know. It's just like you're being robbed. And like I was telling you prior to coming on, there's news stories of people defrauding somebody over some shirts and clothes and selling them on Facebook Marketplace and not honoring. They're charged with fraud. These folks are literally, stealing thousands. We're not, I'm probably a small case. I couldn't imagine somebody out there with, like you hear the Taylor Swift stuff. These folks are and they're allowing it. It is what it is. It's fraud, and this CEO, he will be held accountable. It's sooner or later, and
he will be held accountable for sure. As we have him, we tag him on all of our emails, and you'll see him on the email that we're about to send to our contacts over at StubHub, where we follow through until you get your funds back, Doug. That is absolutely ridiculous. Anything to end on that you want to say, closing statement? They owe you $2,400. They obviously allegedly wrongfully accused you. Anything else you want to end with via StubHub?
Well, it we'll make sure we correct the $2,400. It's in reality, I sold some tickets, and they took the money out of. They took the physical $1,188. All right, and my value of my tickets. They took the value of the tickets, but they took the sale. So in reality, but I think most importantly, we really, really, beyond the money, we have to make the public aware, because I think that if we make the public aware and consistently report to the FBI and hammer that home, you know, he'll suffer before whoever his maker is, you know, because I'm a very godly man, and that's it. I know I'm just merely a guy on a podcast or some talk show, but I will tell you, out here in the real world, that's why the news article put me on there in the Pacers, because I'm known to go clear up to the top. My seats are row 4. I dreamed of having those seats. I go clear up top and bring down little kids and their dads or moms and give them my seats for free all the time. Especially this year, the seats, you know, the Pacers are down. I bring all the little kids down so they can experience it, because I was from Indianapolis. I was a broke kid from the streets, and my mom, we were poor growing up. And I mean, we didn't have electric and water sometimes, you know, and my mom worked a regular job. So I'm from a single mother, you know, and I worked my butt off to be a business owner. When somebody steals it, you know, it makes me upset. And they, you know, and money they stole at the time was all I had in my account. It overdrafted my account. And so it cost me money, and almost cost me my place to live, because it's the winter time and entrepreneurs don't really have any money during the winter. So they stole my money that I had. And it, you know.
Doug, I absolutely feel you. We are on top of this. And no, thank you for helping spread the awareness. Obviously, it takes a village. The Facebook group, over 1,000 folks on there with their displays. Obviously, we're doing our part here with the Ticket Talk Network to share stories like you. So it does take a village. StubHub is the biggest ticketing company on the planet. They operate like cartels. They love to bully. They love to make numbers to make them look good on the New York Stock Exchange. So we have to communally roll up our sleeves and fight the fight so this doesn't happen for much longer. It's absolutely terrible and devastating. Doug, thank you so much for coming on. We'll be in touch via the emails, and we'll hopefully have a successful outcome with your story here very soon.
I pray for everybody. Thank you so much.
Take care, Doug.
Thanks,
guys. Have a great day. Stay lean and clean.